Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, pulling threads. Yes, there is a danger in crafting any dramatic work. Novel, radio show, podcast, stage play, film, you know what I mean. There is danger when you begin to mix and match different versions of the same story. Nothing good comes from the bastardization of the soul of intention. And it gets really dangerous when a producer or a collaborator begins to think, well, I'll take this bit here and I'll stick that bog over there. And I'll take this spindellythang and drop it into that bindleboodle. And then I'll hope it will all work out in the end. Well, my friend, my human meme friend, dramatic structure, the art and craft of storytelling, has its own merits and spirit and soul of discovery that moves from one moment into the next. And that transportation of intention begins and ends in a single flow of predictable energy. An audience demands it. And disrupting that energy always has bad ramifications and conclusions. And it all winds up in an unfortunate end. Now, none of what I just said means you can't edit something and revise your work and then rewrite and reform. But mixing completed versions of the same idea, created in separate times and within separate spaces, is always a terrible idea. Because the chemical interactions are wrong. They are divided and misguided. It is always better to start something new, all over again, brand new. Even if another version already exists. You need to serve one vision. Now, these dramatic structure problems can be managed without implication more easily if the same author is involved in every moment of the reconstruction. But that is not always possible. The worst stew in the world was manufactured by 1,000 cooks. And so if you decide to change authors, or go a different direction, from revision to revision, then you're going to be in for a powerful heap of hurt that is going to cost you a lot of money. One author's vision of dramatic structure will never match another author's endgame for the same story. So if you take this scene and intersplice it into someone else's script on the same topic, super bad things are going to start happening from the inside out. And that bad thing is this: the decay of dramatic structure. You can think of it like pulling threads. One thread here, another thread over here, pulling over here, and soon enough, the entire thing you thought was whole, that script you bought and paid for, is unraveling in your hands. Surgical interventions never work fixing dramatic structure. Dramatic structure is a process, not a pyramid, and that movement of spirit, that process needs to flow and be honored in its originating form. And like the Catholic faith, dramatic structure is not a buffet. You cannot pick this, skip that, mix the carrots with the peas, and then expect to pass inspection as a satisfying meal. You take it all as one, as a whole, or you do not take it at all. All or nothing, or you fail. Here's a real-world example. A good friend of mine, who dabbled in the movies at one time, hired me to do a full rewrite of his gangster space alien movie. And the movie was not a comedy. It was not an action picture. He wanted it to be a quiet, small-town rom-com romantic comedy. Well, my friend did the first draft himself, then he hired other writers on the cheap to do revisions. By the time he got to me, he had like 5 versions of the same script that did not really resemble each other in any predictable way. And my friend was a pro. He paid good money to those writers for all those drafts. And so he held on to those drafts to get his money's worth, he claimed. And he wanted this bit from that script and part of here, over there, and another, and so on. And so my friend wanted to bring me in to take all these scripts he had and bought and paid for, and he wanted a new one. My friend wanted all of his favorite parts mashed together into a new movie. Well, I could see what was coming, and I told him I couldn't do that, but I could do this. I'd read all his scripts, and then, using them for inspiration, I would create a whole new script that I knew he would like better. My friend was sold, he hired me, and he paid me very well. And when I turned in my finished script on time and under deadline, my friend loved my reimagining of his story. And then he said he would use my script to enhance the previous versions. Now, because he was my friend, I decided to ask him a few questions. And usually when a producer tells me something like that, I'm going to use your script but grafted on other things, I smile knowingly, knowing what's going to happen. I turn around and I run after I take my money. And I run because I know there is no hope of going forward, because there is clearly not a shared understanding of Aristotelian poetics. And if you don't know what that is, do a search here on your humanmeme.com podcast page, and you'll find a whole podcast on that topic. And so I'm not going to give these producers lessons in Aristotelian poetics unless I'm getting paid, and they don't pay for learning. So I asked my friend this. Why didn't he just want to use my script in the entirety? Everything he liked and wanted was already there. Well, he said, he liked the make-out scene between the alien and the dead mobster from the original script. Okay, then. I then asked him how that scene would fit into my script. And he said, I'll work it in as a cute meet. Now, a cute meet, C-U-T-E-M-E-E-T, is a sort of hackneyed, stereotypical way of 2 new characters meeting each other in a sweet but artificial way. It's a bad thing. And in his response about the cute meet, you could see all the care and wondering I did on his behalf to take his idea and make it better was lost on him. It was all really hopeless. My friend spent more good money after bad. And I knew then I was done with his project too, because there would only be arguments and heartache to come. And I was right. My script became his Frankenstein monster, used as an inspirational base for more bits and pieces that he loved from other revisions. Lots of grafting, no meat, no bones, no protein structure for devouring by an audience. And if you ever get hired to fix a script, make sure you have the final say, and if your name goes on that script or not. Because if you're a paid assassin hired to get rid of what doesn't work, that doesn't mean they won't be getting rid of you, but still using part of your ideas and maybe your name because they think it means something. Always get approval that they have to ask permission to use your name on a script you fix. Kill your darlings is an important phrase and has always been wonderful advice for every writer of any age and proficiency. Kill your darlings also needs to be the mantra of anyone working on crafting a dramatic script. Kill your darlings means get rid of your best parts, what you love in your script, because nobody else does. And when you do that, when you kill, your dramatic structure will always be made better. Now take my word on this. You really cannot explain to someone about the benefits of proper dramatic structure. And if everyone understood it, people like me, script doctors, scriptprofessor.com, we'd be out of work. But if I am hired to help you, and if I present the clear and present solution to your script danger, well, then there is a certain amount of faith involved that you must invest and possess as a producer and collaborator in following the prescriptive resolutions you paid me to invent for you in the first place. Nobody tries to tell a brain surgeon how to do it better. Nobody argues with the garbage man about the proper way to empty a trash can. But everyone in the world thinks they know better than that writer over there, because everyone believes they are a writer. If they can write an email or fill out a grocery list, they think they're Hemingway. And, my human meme friend, that sad fact makes it difficult to really fix anything that is shattered. Because there's only one way to set a bone. There's only one way to build dramatic tension. There is only one way out of the black hole. Stop trying to reinvent dramatic structure. Trust the people you hire. Know what they want is what you want. Take it or leave it. Never take a bite and then leave the rest. You start the moment, you finish the life. Know that your instinct to ask for help is right. And that means following your gut to help keep the faith in those you have asked and paid to help you, and to believe in you. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.